Friday Night Blitz is sponsored by Fairway Meat and Grocery.
Well, welcome into the final Friday Night Blitz of the season. I'm Raina Garcia, joined by Jake Bryn, and our game of the week was probably the one we were both most looking forward to all season. Two undefeated teams going at it with a trip to the Dome on the line.
Yeah, of course, every game this week is huge. It goes without saying. Every team that wins goes to Cedar Falls. Every team that loses goes home. But this week's game of the week is between teams that have more than just that in common. Both ACG and Madrid are 10-0. The only game tonight between both undefeated teams. And both teams have at least a decade drought of going to the semifinals. And finally, both teams are coached by descendants of the late legendary Madrid coach Randy Hinkle. Madrid is coached by Hinkle's son Brock, and ACGC is coached by one of his former players, Cody Mathewson. There's so much on the line other than just a trip to the Dome. This game in Guthrie Center, ACGC, of course, at home. First quarter, it's the road team, the Tigers, with a 3rd and long. Preston Wicker completes to Jace Fusion, just enough for the first down. Same drive inside the 10, handoff. Nash Ramirez tumbles his way in from 9 yards. Madrid takes a 7-zip lead. ACGC only attempted 2 passes in the first half. One on 2nd and 15, and then the next play, it's intercepted by Alex Saxton, the senior. Plays a part in a stout first-half defensive performance from Madrid, but it's ACGC's turn. Jathan Stout intercepts it for the Chargers, so Madrid led 7-0 at half, and they go on to win 21-14. The Tigers are going to the Dome for the first time in 12 years.
All right, let's go to Class 2A. Undefeated Van Meter on the road, taking on the PCM Mustangs in the quarterfinal. First quarter, PCM's Adrian Robbins had many carries this drive and finishes it out from a few yards out, giving the Mustangs a 7-0 lead. Then later in the first quarter, Austin Baumhover on the keeper. He goes the distance nearly untouched and crosses the goal line. Baumhover evens the game at 7 after a run-heavy first quarter. On to the second quarter we go. Baumhover looking to have himself a day. What else is new? Takes the snap and floats a dime to the corner where it's Cale Trudeau mossing the defender in the corner of the end zone, giving Van Meter a 14-7 lead. Still in the second, though, it's the Mustangs responding, and guess what? Another rushing play. This time it's Gavin Van Gorp who runs it in from 1 yard out to even the game, and Van Meter adds a few second-half touchdowns, continues their undefeated season, and advances to the semifinals with a 31-21 win over PCM.
The lone undefeated team in 3A, Creston, hosting Webster City, and it's the road team that strikes first. Jackson Cherry, we saw him in our game of the week last week. He's tough to bring down, 37 yards, makes it 7-0 lengths. Webster City leading 19-0 now. 4th down for Creston, a reverse trick play. Turner to Weston Trapp, wide open. That swings the momentum totally. Creston now leading. And we go to Cale Turner. Did a story on him earlier this season. Finds his receiver where only he can get it. That's Brandon Briley. Creston and their 25 seniors stay undefeated, 50-27.
Well, we are just getting started here on Friday Night Blitz. Coming up, we'll go inside the huddle with the Waukee Warriors as they reflect on their breakout season.
This Saturday, ACC football on the CW continues.
Haynes King pass on schedule, the money ball and the touchdown.
Rising star quarterback Haynes King leads Georgia Tech on the road to Virginia to face the conference's top receiver in Malik Washington.
Touchdown, Malik Washington.
Can the Cavaliers take the sting out of the Yellow Jackets? Georgia Tech, Virginia.
Saturday on CW Iowa. Men, are you feeling tired, gaining weight, unmotivated, or low libido? This is Low T. Schedule your FDA-approved testosterone evaluation and blood panel for only $97. Call Vero and ignite your testosterone today.
Since visiting the Good Feet store and wearing the arch supports and being pain-free now, my mood and my energy has drastically improved. Once that energy gets into you, double spins.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Wyckoff Heating and Cooling gives you peace of mind, as in no worries. It's knowing the Wyckoff family is standing by to help keep your family comfortable this season. It's knowing that Wyckoff always has competitive financing options to fit your family's budget, including no interest and no payments on any new installation. Peace of mind. That's what Wyckoff Heating and Cooling wants for your family.
Wyckoff, for peace of mind under your roof.
Visit wyckoffcomfort.com.
Our first play of the week nominee comes from Van Meter. Austin Baumhover to Cale Trudeau. And we've got ourselves another Moss for the touchdown. Tune in later in the show to find out our winner.
All right, let's head to Class 4A. North Polk hosting Xavier. The Comets get on the board first, though, with a field goal by Noah Blomquist, and North Polk leads it 3-0. We'll move to the second quarter. Nathan Feldman on the carry. He's got a nice path carved out for him to the end zone. The Comets extend their lead to 10, but the Saints would start to get some offense going, though. Ronan Thomas can't find anything downfield, so he takes it himself, but some Comet defenders eventually get him down, but still a nice gain. Xavier would get on the board with a 7-yard touchdown from Thomas to Carter Hoffman, but North Polk gets the job done tonight. They defeat Xavier 17-14.
Southeast Polk one win away from another trip to Cedar Falls, playing against Cedar Falls. First quarter, Connor Moberly, 36 yards, finds Sam Zelenovich. Rams go up 7-0. Sep on defense now, and it's Trayton Nave with the interception. Great ball skills from the senior linebacker. Keeps the Rams in front. Then it's the bread and butter for Southeast Polk. Moberly to, guess who? Zelenovich, 14-0. Southeast Polk. More from the Rams defense. Emmanuel Gay dives, makes the interception. But Southeast Polk survives a late comeback from Cedar Falls and wins 21-20.
Inside the Huddle, sponsored by Des Moines Orthopedic Surgeons.
Well, last week marked a huge milestone for the Waukee Warriors. They got their first playoff win since the split, and they finished the regular season with a 7-2 record, which is a huge improvement compared to the last two seasons where they went 4-5 and 2-7. Their stout defense and dynamic rushing attack have contributed to their success this year, but most of all, their belief in themselves is at an all-time high. While the Warriors have certainly come a long way, the team isn't ready for it to stop here.
I think with our past two seasons not being the best seasons, people kind of, just think we have an easy schedule and we're kind of a team that you can just walk through, but I don't think that's true at all.
We've always thought about that this year because, we've had some good wins and feel like they've been underlooked. And I think it really helps motivate us because, no matter what position we're in, we're usually able to come through.
To get to the Dome 3 years after the split, I think would mean the world to these guys. Regardless of what happens, I couldn't be prouder of them, of our coaches and the players. So it's been a fun ride.
Well, tonight, in order to get to the Dome, the Warriors would have to get through Valley, a team that, despite not having a great start to their season, continues to get better by the week and have proven to be dangerous in the postseason. Dave Bingham has the highlights.
The Friday Night Blitz, the last week before we go to the Dome. 5A football, boy, unpredictable. CIML, tough. Waukee Valley, that's all I got to say. Rematch, Waukee got the first one. Could Valley get this one tonight? Let's go to the highlights. Sophomore Beckett Baker getting the Warriors ready to go on a great night for football. Valley, first one to get on the board. Drake DeGroot back to pass, and he finds a wide open Jaden McGregory burning down the middle. 71 yards. Tigers on top. PAT no good, 6-0. Waukee has the answer. They got a good running back in Grant Gamble. Big pickup here off that left side, doing a great job. And then it's more Waukee. Baker up top to the end zone. Henrik Nimley with the catch. And we're right there, and he likes it. We have playoff football. Waukee back to work. Baker, big pickup, doing it with his legs this time into Tiger territory. And then it's Gamble again, picking up some big yards off the left side. Warriors trying to add more to their 7-6 lead. Going for a field goal here by Drew Holbert. But we have a developing situation. This thing is blocked and housed by Jaden McGregory. Somebody's an athlete. Takes this one 60-plus yards for the Tiger touchdown. Valley would add a second half touchdown pass, and that would do it. Second half was a grinder. The Valley Tigers back to the Dome with a 20-7 win tonight at Waukee. They avenged that loss earlier in the year, September 15th. They just keep getting better. Coach Swenson has found a way the last 2 years to rejuvenate his team, and we'll talk to him later as our Coach of the Week. It's going to be a good one. You'll want to watch that. We'll show you all our highlights that we can't get here on the Friday Night Blitz on our Dome Dynasty social media. For Jesse and Bob and our crew this year, it's been a good one. That's it. We're on to the Dome. Send it back to you guys in the studio.
Well, don't go anywhere, because when Friday Night Blitz returns, we'll stick with Class 5A and check in on the matchups between Ankeny Centennial and Bettendorf, as well as Ankeny and Dowling Catholic.
At Taco John's, we never judge a book by its cover. But if the cover is a one-of-a-kind flatbread coated in aged cheddar, crispy shredded potatoes, and our signature potato Olay seasoning, we say, judge the shell out of it. New Cheddar Crunch Tacos, only at Taco John's.
If you're like most people struggling with diet-resistant fat, then it's time to call Sono Bello to remove it permanently and in just one visit.
I struggled with body fat for years. With Sono Bello, day one, all my unwanted body fat gone.
I would have never comfortably worn a dress like this. My stomach is now super flat. I feel amazing.
I went from a size 10 to a size 7.
I have the flattest tummy that I've had in 25 years.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently and in just one visit.
I have one big regret. I didn't go sooner.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-918-0483 or go to sonobello.com.
At Fairway, we have a reputation for meat. The best cuts, the best flavor, the best of the best. Beef, pork, chicken, fish. Our expert butchers bring more to the table every day at Fairway. It's what sets us apart and what brings us together. Again and again and again. Fairway, nothing but the best every day.
If money talked, it would tell you about the premium ingredients on Taco John's Valuist menu starting at $1, $2, or $3. Hand-cut sirloin steak, crispy fried chicken, and fresh pico. And if your appetite talked, it would say cha-ching. The Valuist menu, only at Taco John's.
All right, our second play of the week nominee comes from Creston. On fourth down, they go with the double reverse, ends up in the hands of Cale Turner. Then it's Weston Trapp wide open, walks in for the touchdown. We always love a good trick play. Definitely a good one there. All right, continuing with Class 5A, Ankeny Centennial taking on Bettendorf, down 14 in the third. Trenton Smith finds Elijah Porter up the middle for the touchdown to get the Jags on the board. The first of many this half. Later, the Jaguar defense would get to work. Nate Christensen, what a snag. He comes up with a huge interception and swings the momentum in their favor. Still down 7, Porter on the carry. He would not be deterred on his way to the end zone. Centennial ties things up at 14. The Jaguar defense comes comes through once again. This time it's Chase Kluver who picks this one off and takes it the other way. Eventually gets run out of bounds, and they scored 41 unanswered points to get the win over Bettendorf, and they're moving on to the Dome.
Number 2 Dowling hosting Ankeny. The Hawks have flown under the radar this season as a contender. They're playing at Duke Williams Stadium, Grandview Stadium, and it is the Hawks that strike first. Luke Anderson to Mason Randolph. Ankeny leads 7-0, but Dowling has the answer by the name of Rashad Davis. 4-yard rushing touchdown ties this one at 7 going into the half. Third quarter, late in the third quarter, Hawks get back up on top. Anderson to Andrew Brandhorst, and that is the last score of the night. Ankeny upsets Dowling. Ankeny's going to the semis in Jeff Bauer's first season.
Coach of the Week, sponsored by Wyckoff Heating and Cooling.
Well, the Valley Tigers have done it again, proving it's not how you start, but how you finish. They defeated Waukee tonight to advance to the semifinals. So we'll send it back out to Dave Bingham, who's with our Coach of the Week, Gary Swenson.
Back with our Wyckoff Heating and Cooling Coach of the Week, and a familiar face for us since we started the Blitz, Gary Swenson. I talked to you a little bit as you were getting ready to go to Pleasant Valley, and I don't know, this work in progress team you've had the last 2 years has been kind of fun. You know, when you're really good, you can kind of feel it, but I think these have been 2 of your best years of coaching, Gary.
Our kids have just hung in there. It's like I just told them, we were 1-5 on October 1st, and nobody would have predicted this. I mean, if they said that, I didn't. I thought we could rally. I thought we could get. The key was the Ankeny game. We knew we could win the other 2. We had to get to 4 and 5. That would get us in. That wasn't the plan. It was just we got beat by teams that were better than we were on that night. The night we played these guys, you know, a month ago, they were a better football team than us. But our kids hung in there and our coaches kept coaching, which, you know.
It's a good deal. It's a great deal. When you look at the process, though, what's been going on the last 2 years? How have you been able to rejuvenate your team when you've had that?
We just got off to a slow start both years. This year we had the quarterback situation, so now we have to get a sophomore that's ready to play. You know, that just takes time. I mean, you look at who made big plays tonight. We had sophomores and juniors, and those kids are coming of age, and I think they're playing very well.
I'm not going to talk about all the numbers. We reminisced a little bit before the game. 50 years you decided to be doing this, and my goodness, I'm telling you now, we're not talking about winning 2 more. I know you got to win 1 more, but that'd be 400. Man, geez.
It's a number.
How much fun you having?
Well, I would, if I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't keep doing this.
Yeah. We enjoy it.
Yeah, we do too.
Get ready. We'll see you at the Dome, huh?
We'll see you there.
All right. That's going to do it for our Wyckoff Heating and Cooling Coach of the Week. Coach Gary Swenson, back to you guys in the studio.
Fan of the Game, sponsored by Wyckoff Heating and Cooling.
The whole season is a build-up to one location, the Unidome. That's what the players play for, the coaches coach for, and the fans cheer for, including our fan of the game, Tyler Kintz from ACGC.
Well, as a senior, we haven't made it in a long time, and I've never been to the Dome, so it'd be pretty special for the whole group of guys to make it.
Well, we are moving right along here on Friday Night Blitz. Coming up after the break, we'll give away our game ball.
You need energy to power your life, and you can count on Alliant Energy to keep the power on, so you can take care of business every day. That's why we're investing in flexible, resilient energy, now and in the future. Because your community is more than the place you live. It's home. It's ours too. That's why we're involved in our communities. Alliant Energy is here for you, improving the energy grid so she can keep the nightlight on.
The best meat, the best grocery, the best value. Every day at Fairway, we're here to serve you. The sweetest savings, the freshest finds, the local flavors you love, and the finest cuts in town. We're proud to have a spot at your table. That's why, whether you shop in store or online, you'll get nothing but the best for a lot less at Fairway.
Hanson's knows that your home is a place of comfort and protection. That's why our durable, energy-efficient, and weather-resistant roofing is guaranteed for life. With over 30 years experience and thousands of 5-star reviews, we're your trusted home improvement expert. Get 60% off installation or enjoy no interest and no payments for 2 years.
Call 1-800-HANSONS. Get it done.
The number one objective here at Mission Cancer and Blood is to ensure that the patients are getting the very best care that they can possibly receive.
I don't want to offer them just cookie cutter care. I want to empower them. I want to offer them guidance for their care, but I want them ultimately to be the drivers.
So each patient's going to be different, but you really get to meet these patients and they become part of your family.
And if you make a difference in somebody's life, it's like making a difference in the whole of humanity, you know. It's a wonderful feeling.
Our final play of the week nominee comes from Ankeny Centennial Nate Christensen with a huge interception to help swing the momentum in Centennial's favor in their comeback win over Bettendorf.
Well, throughout the season, we've got to hear from those who knew Ed Thomas as a football coach, a family member, and a friend. And one of the things they all talked about was his ability to lift others up, especially after an EF5 tornado devastated Parkersburg in 2008. He helped rally the community, and it carried over into Aplington Parkersburg's football season months later.
Great job, Don. Good job. Great job. Good job. Good luck. Good job. Listen up. That was a great job tonight. We had some adversity hit us, and every time there was adversity, if it was that fumble and they scored, or the punt and they scored, we responded. Same way here. When we ran each other on that, they got the deflection, then we went down and took control again, the line of scrimmage. All right? But we've got to keep playing hard for 4 quarters. We can never take a play off. This is a great start for us. This is a great start against a very good football team. We're just starting to scratch the surface. Now we got to come in Monday ready to work it forward. Does everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
Everything is there for us. Everything is there for us. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you what you did tonight out here. All right, get it together and then we'll go off. We've been fighting adversity ever since that tornado hit on the 25th of May. Tonight we had adversity out here. You know, I never thought about anything but this football game going on, and that's the first time that's happened since May 25th. 2 hours of just football. It doesn't get any better than that, I'm telling you, right there. You know, for our kids, for our fans, for our people, our crowd was tremendous tonight. You know, our fans and our crowd is as hungry as our kids are. This is just a huge win, and I'm telling you right now, I can't wait to come home next Friday night.
Game Ball, sponsored by Fairway Meat and Grocery.
Well, it's time now to give away our final game ball of the season, and this one is going to Van Meter's Austin Baumhover.
He rushed for 121 yards, 21 carries, 3 touchdowns, and he also is the quarterback. So he passed for 1 and then 139 yards in a win over PCM. And shocker, Van Meter back to Cedar Falls.
Yeah, it's almost like one thing you can rely on year after year. Well, let's take a look at all of our local teams who are headed to the Dome next week for the semifinals. In 8-man, Bishop Garrigan will face Winfield Mount Union, and Bedford will face Gladbrook Rhinebeck. In Class A, we got the Madrid Tigers. In 2A, of course, you just saw, we got Van Meter. And in 3A, we have Creston.
And then in 4A, the most unpredictable class, North Polk and Bondurant for our punch their tickets. And then in 5A, it's an all CIML Final Four, just like last year. Different teams, but same conference. Ankeny Valley, Centennial, and Southeast Polk.
Yeah, and I think they have released the matchups, and I believe it is going to be, Ankeny Centennial, and then Southeast Polk and Valley. believe is what we have. If I looked at it,
talk about storyline.
I mean, you couldn't have scripted it any better than that. You know how everyone says the NFL has a script? Does high school football have a script? It just kind of seems like it's almost too good to be true.
Yeah, we talked about it early on. Valley had the exact same path possible to make it back to the Dome. Here we are again. This time, they want to make the championship. They're going to have to go through Southeast Polk, the team that beat them there last year.
It'll be a fun one. Well, we're going to take one final break, but when we come back, we'll reveal who won our final play of the week this season.
At Taco John's, we never judge a book by its cover. But if the cover is a one-of-a-kind flatbread coated in aged cheddar, crispy shredded potatoes, and our signature potato Olay seasoning, we say, judge the shell out of it. New Cheddar Crunch Tacos, only at Taco John's.
Peace of mind, as in no worries. Like when you sign up for Peace of Mind plan service with Wyckoff Heating and Cooling. It's knowing your heating and cooling system will be inspected each spring and fall and will be maintained at its highest level. It's knowing that for less than $21 a month, the Wyckoff family will take care of your family. Peace of mind. That's what Wyckoff Heating and Cooling is all about.
Wyckoff, for peace of mind under your roof.
Visit wyckoffcomfort.com.
Since visiting the Good Feet store and wearing the arch supports and being pain-free now, my mood and my energy has drastically improved. Once that energy gets into you, double spins.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Men, are you feeling tired, gaining weight, unmotivated, or low libido? This is Low T. Schedule your FDA-approved testosterone evaluation and blood panel for only $97. Call Vero and ignite your testosterone today.
If money talked, it would tell you about the premium ingredients on Taco John's Valuest menu starting at $1, $2, or $3. Hand-cut sirloin steak, crispy fried chicken, and fresh pico. And if your appetite talked, it would say cha-ching. The Valuest menu, only at Taco John's.
Play of the week, sponsored by Taco John's.
Well, we had 3 awesome plays tonight in the running for our play of the week. So, Jake, please do us the honor in giving our final play of the week for the 2023 season.
Yeah, it's going to Valley. I think this is our first blocked field goal of the season to win this. And it is blocked by Drew Hurlbert. It's blocked by Jaden McGregory. The kick was by him. And it's also returned by McGregory. 60-plus yard return. Man, and that really swung the momentum in Valley. We already talked about it. They're heading back to Cedar Falls.
Man, what an exciting game, exciting season for them. But I want to say real quick, Jake, I'm glad you're upright. I know you took a bit of a spill at your game earlier. Take a little shot at getting the intro there.
Yeah, I always have dreamed about getting smoked by a high school football player on the sidelines, but I was hoping it'd be in the action. It was as they were running out the tunnel. I think it was an offensive lineman, just wasn't paying attention. Laid me out, camera went flying, it was fine, and then their assistant coach came up to me and he said, "We got a good football team, but they're not going to be on any academic lists." That's what he said after that, so apparently the guy wasn't paying attention. But I'm all right in one piece.
And the camera is as well.
Yes.
Good stuff. Well, that's going to do it for us here on Friday Night Blitz. Thanks so much for tuning in this season. Have a good night.
Friday Night Blitz is sponsored by Fairway Meat and Grocery.